Hi everyone, welcome to the fourth official entry in my stealth rework devlog, where I show you guys how I go about making the best stealth level the world has ever been allowed to play. Possibly. Today, I can show you the environment, the outside bit of the level, that I've been working on for the past week, as well as some new implementations of some missing mechanics. So without further ado, I guess, we just get to know the wildlife around the hotel, shall we? So let's start with, just the entire environment, I guess. First of all, we are in a kind of a valley surrounded by mountains, but we are also high up, we are on a mountain inside a valley, so to say. Now, I've also already painted the roads, because you gotta have access to a hotel in the mountains. This road is for the delivery trucks and the goods being delivered to the hotel and restaurant, and this is for the normal visitors. Now, why did I want to have this in a valley? I don't know, I just thought it looked beautiful, and I thought it would be very fitting for like a very noble and prestige hotel to be kind of by itself. A hotel with a secret recipe is secluded. Also, I really wanted to try out the landscape tool from Unreal Engine, so I looked to make an environment where I could try out as much as I want with the landscaping tool. Now, here's the start position. This way you start. So I imagine that the mission would start by you getting escorted to this little parking space, so to say, next to the road. Like it could either be a bus stop where you get off the bus and then you go by foot, or your employer takes you there and releases you here and you get off and go by foot. Now you follow the path, come to this plateau, and have a nice overview of the hotel. Like this, you can immediately see the director's office on the top left, so you know where to go. And then divided by this rock, you see your entrances as well. I might let the player go through the main entrance as well, but I'm not sure yet. I can tell you once I have figured out the whole gameplay and where I want to funnel the player through. Right, so then you go down here after seeing your destination, and now you can enter the parking space in one of three different entrances. So rather like through here, which would probably be the most difficult way because it's the shortest, and then like over this small elevation can drop in, which would probably be the path that most players would choose. I'm not sure though. I would try and force the player, so to say, or guide the player that if they take this path in to the parking space, that they would go through this door. And if they take this other one, they would probably take this door. Now, it is possible that they can take the other door. I don't want to forbid that or like block that. They can do that if they want to. It's just that I want like one option to be easier and the other one to be more difficult, but still accessible for the player. And yeah, then they're inside. I have some natural delimiters here so that the player doesn't, walk anywhere they want to, which is also why I think this mountainous terrain is very good. It gives you very easy natural delimiters to control where the player is allowed to go. Now here is a little more difficult because I need to block the player off, like visually and also kind of physically, with trees and all kinds of like rubble from the forest. But you can see that kind of the trees and the rocks and the stumps and the bushes are supposed to guide the player through. Now I can also show this frame here once from the actual POV of the player, so you get the view of the entire building. You might also notice that I have moved up the camera a little bit, and I feel like it's to give the player more like a clearer view of what's ahead, because the camera was further down and the focus of the camera was really on the player's like upper body, like chest area or like back area, and now it's more on the head, which means that like where your player's at, but you can see that there's a lot less space in between the feet and the bottom of the screen than the head and the top of the screen, which is to allow the player to sneak behind or like crouch behind objects and have a clear view of what's ahead of them, so that they can clearly analyze what's going on, and so that I can clearly present my stealth challenges in the way that Hitman does it, how I analyzed in one of the earlier videos, which you can find in the top right. Now, obviously, I'm going to decorate this a lot more, and I'm going to limit the player a lot more and still work on the environment itself. Like, for example, here we have a total flat area, which will probably be mostly forest, but I still have to do the foliage, and also I still have to decide how I want the player to use this space, or if I want them to use this space. I would probably like to put an escape route here, so that they could escape either coming out here, or maybe by the pool. But I'll have an answer for that again once the gameplay has finished developing, which I'm in the process of. Now, other than that, the only change in the building is that I have added railings everywhere, really. And I've decorated or furnished the kitchen in a new way. But, more on that when I have actual gameplay to show to you guys. Now, one thing that I hadn't implemented yet in the video where I showed off my mechanics that I've implemented were the cameras. And so I've implemented them now. I can show you how they work real quick. So we come by here. Now we go into the field of view of the camera. It's a sound, and the guard goes to check it out. It's done with the line trace to see if I'm actually in the view and not just if the hitbox is going through the wall. So it works similar to how a employee would call them over, but you cannot distract them. They don't have a route. They're fixed on one place, but you can disable them with the EMP. That's still a bug that the sound goes off when I deactivate it with the EMP, but I'll fix that, don't you worry. Now, you can also see the camera moves from left to right in a 150-degree angle, continuously back and forth over the course of 7 seconds. It's not animated perfectly, but I'm not here to show my animation skills. I'm here to show my level design skills. Now, another thing that I added was that earlier there was no way for me to get caught actually in the game. So if now someone chases me, oh, I was caught, and I can restart and the level starts anew, which arguably one of the most important features, a game over, but yeah, now it's in there. And then a third and final feature that I added is a walking tempo, so a slower running tempo. The animation is a little screwed up, but again, I'm not here to show the animation skills. Now there's the running speed, the walking speed, and the crouching speed. There is no big difference between the crouch and the walking speed. It's very minuscule, but I wanted to have that intermediate speed, like in between crouching and running, so that it makes it less finicky. Or like I've always felt that when I tried to trail a guard on that path, it was really difficult to do because I either had to crouch or like run, stop, run, stop, run, stop. And like this, I'm still in the running position, so to say. I'm ready to run whenever I want to, but I can very comfortably follow a guard. And it also allows for more precise movement of the player. Now, next to this, as I've already mentioned, I am already designing the gameplay, currently only on paper, and I'm only done with about a third of the gameplay of the entire level, so it'll still take a little bit, but I'm looking to be done until next week so I can at least show you the gameplay on paper. If you want to see that, subscribe to the channel, and you can also go and watch some of the previous episodes if you feel like you need to catch up with the lore of the rework until now. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.